it then a truth so universally acknowledged that a pure democracy is the only tolerable form into which human society can be thrown, that a man is not permitted to hesitate about its merits without the suspicion of being a friend to tyranny, that is, of being a foe to mankind? I don't know under what description to class the present ruling authority in France. It affects to be a pure democracy, though I think it in the direct train of becoming shortly a mischievous and ignoble oligarchy. But for the present I admit it to be a contrivance of the nature and effect of what it pretends to. I reprobate no form of government merely upon abstract principles. There may be situations in which the purely democratic form will become necessary. There may be some, very few and very particularly circumstanced, where it would be clearly desirable. This I don't take to be the case of France, or of any other great country. Until now, we've seen no examples of considerable democracies. The ancients were better acquainted with them. Not being wholly unread in the authors who had seen the most of those constitutions and who best understood them, I can't help concurring with their opinion that an absolute democracy, no more than absolute monarchy, is to be reckoned among the legitimate forms of government. They think it rather the corruption and degeneracy than the sound constitution of a republic. If I recollect rightly, Aristotle observes that a democracy has many striking points of resemblance with a tyranny. When I wrote this, I quoted from memory after many years had elapsed from my reading the passage. A learned friend has found it, and it is as follows. To ethos to auto, kai ampho despotica ton belionon, kai top se phismata, us pere kai to epitagmata, kai ho demagogos, kai ho colex, hoi autoi, kai analogoi, kai malista hecatoroi paracatoroi sescuusin, hoi men coleces, para tyrannois, hoi te demagogois, para tois demois, tois toiutois. The ethical character is the same. Both exercise despotism over the better class of citizens, and decrees are in the one what ordinances and arrets are in the other. The demagogue too, and the court favourite, are not unfrequently the same identical men, and always bear a close analogy. These have the principal power, each in their respective forms of government, favourites with the absolute monarch, and demagogues with the people, such as I have described. Aristotle's Politics, Book 4, Chapter 4. This I'm certain, that in a democracy, the majority of the citizens is capable of exercising the most cruel oppressions upon the minority, whenever strong divisions prevail in that kind of polity, as they often must, and that oppression of the minority will extend to far greater numbers, and will be carried on with much greater fury than can almost ever be apprehended from the dominion of a single sceptre. In such a popular persecution, individual sufferers are in a much more deplorable condition than in any other. Under a cruel prince, they have the balmy compassion of mankind to assuage the smart of their wounds. They have the plaudits of the people to animate their generous constancy under their sufferings. And those who are subjected to wrong under multitudes are deprived of all external consolation. They seem deserted by mankind, overpowered by a conspiracy of their whole species.